Bill Carroll, ZD60 Media, and I am working my way through my watch list for the upcoming season, 2024-2025. The college football season, of course, the draft to follow. And there are a couple of players that I want to hit on, one of whom who recently has transferred, and then another one who is staying, where he's had a chance to play with his brother. So I'm going to start with Mark Bales, who had a terrific season last year at Seton Hill University, was an all PSAC player, terrific wide receiver, true deep threat, and a deep threat with size. Probably comes in about maybe 6'2" and 3/8, probably about 197 pounds, but can run. A solid track athlete. He's going to profile physically. I would consider him, similar to a guy like Robbie, aka Chosen Anderson, but bigger, right? Not quite as thin, but he's a legitimate deep threat player. 20.2 yards per catch last year, 926 receiving yards. A legitimate game breaker, and he parlayed that to the opportunity to transfer to Southern Utah. I think he's going to continue to produce at Southern Utah. He's very high on my watch list. And once again, a fringe draftable player who, if he has a big season and tests well, first of all, getting to the right uh, bowl game, all-star game, Senior Bowl, or at least the Shrine game will help him. And maybe he can start at the Shrine and maybe get that move up to the Senior Bowl. But he's a legit prospect for the next level. Size, speed, good route runner. Not great, but good. And I think could continue to improve as a route runner. But he has everything else you want for it. Knows how to create space without obviously pushing off. Has that catch radius that you love. And like I said, can pull away from people in the open field. I won't be shocked if he runs 4.46, 4.47. I think the sort of break even point for him is somewhere in that 4.54 on the slowest possible end to 4.46. I think he's somewhere in that range. And then the other player who truly excites me is Saevion Gibbs, who is a true tackle. He's not one of those undersized three techs. He's a guy who's on that sort of dividing line between three tech and can play on the nose. He's got real size. He's a legit size guy. Like, he's powerful and strong and good at the point of attack, but also super, super productive. Kid from Black Mountain, North Carolina, went to Charles D. Owen High School, and theoretically could continue, to play all over the place. But just last year, right, had 32 solo tackles at D tackle. That is a very good number, 14 assists. So when you have 46 total tackles and you're facing double teams on pretty much every play, that is impressive to me. 15 tackles for loss. He had a tremendous season. And in fact, I guess a total of 18 tackles for loss if you count non-conference games. So 15 tackles for loss in conference, and then added some out of conference. The biggest game, I would point to what he did against Virginia State, which is a pretty good team. He had 3 tackles for loss against them, including a sack. He had a huge game against John C. Smith. Once again, 3 tackles for loss, 2 sacks. Another game, if you're looking for games to really, really watch, Benedict's a good team. He had a good game against them. And then he had another, I think, monstrous performance against St. Augustine's, 4 tackles for loss. Just terrific. 5 sacks, playing, once again, sometimes shaded, sometimes straight up, and usually, like I said, facing double teams. Also had a pass broke up. Didn't force any fumbles, a bit of a surprise, or recover any fumbles. I'm hoping he, managed to knock a few balls out, maybe recover a couple this year. But everything else, he did everything else you could pretty much want from an interior defensive player. Terrific against the run and dangerous against the pass. And then, once again, for him, getting invited to the right All-Star game is going to be huge. But I think if he tests well, even though he's coming up from Shaw University, he's the kind of player coming up to CIAA who has a legitimate chance to be drafted. We've seen that really impressive HBCU prospects have been overlooked. Marquise Bell, coming out of FAM, and others have put together terrific careers and just been impressive when they get to All-Star games, and even had good combines that didn't all come together for him. But it should happen for him. That size, that athletic ability, if he gets to the right All-Star game, if he tests well, I can't imagine why Saevion Gibbs would not be drafted. And Mark Bales, once again, height, weight, speed. If he has another great season, he also deserves to be drafted. This is Bill Carroll once again. I'm going to bring you two more prospects again tomorrow. If you like what I'm doing, let me know. If you want me to profile a particular player that you are interested in, also let me know that. I will see you again very, very soon.